What is going on, guys? Welcome back to AC Auto Carts. Well, today is an exciting day for me. For the last 6 months or so, I have been trying to decide what battery I'm going to buy. I don't know if you've noticed, but AC Auto Carts, the channel, has been in need of some extra batteries. The only lithium batteries I have are the two big batteries that I have in this cart here. They're 30 amps a piece, so for a total of 60. And with the Navitas 600 amp controller and the motor in here, it is somewhat underpowered. When Mosasaur reached out to me and said, "Hey, AC Auto Carts, you want to try our new 48 volt 105 amp hour battery?" I was like, yes we do. Send it on over. So today we're going to go ahead and pull those 48 volts out of Ron Burgundy. We're going to set this guy in and see how long it lasts and how much amperage we draw while we tow that trailer that I've been building around on Halloween. I figure that's some real world usage for you. I mean, this would go farther away than I would ever need because we're running around the neighborhood here. So I think we'll just see how much power we use throughout the course of Halloween evening. Towing stuff with all the lights on and everything like that. Let's get started. So let's begin with the packaging. I did take a quick clip of opening this packaging up. At the time that I got it, I searched YouTube to see if there were any other videos on here. I did find two on YouTube that had this particular battery. Both batteries had the sides bashed in, that they had to fix it. So this battery, I'll show you the edges. There's no damage. It looks like this packaging was a little bit more robust than potentially those packages were, so maybe they've learned something there. But you've got some protective corners here with cardboard. Then you've got, well, I should probably let me grab the tape measure and we'll measure how thick it is on the edges here. So what's that, 1 3/4 that way, 2 1/4 this way. It does have a cover that was the same. Then your charger box was in here. This was the box for the LCD screen. Charger box, and then this was the cover over all of that. So I wanted to review that with y'all. The battery itself, I mean, there isn't a scratch on it. All the corners are intact. The tape is still here. QC pass. Corners are good to go. So again, this is a 5-year warranty, lithium-ion, maintenance-free, fast charge, 600 amp max, which that's what I'm most excited about. We're going to crank up that Navitas kit. Here's the booklet. Right, comes with some nice color. A lot of precautions, specifications, and so forth. So the options that they have are the 36 volt 105. Here's the one we have, 48 volt 105, 72 105. We got a different narrow version. And then they go into the packing list and so forth. It talks about the app, which we'll cross that bridge when we get here. Here's a larger diagram for the install. Comes with this card you can kind of keep handy. All in this little package. Let's see. So again, the one that we have here, 5 years. Normal voltage, 51.2, 105 amp hour. Let's see, down to here, 200 amp, 400 peak for 35 seconds. So we're going to crank up the Navitas kit to at least 400 peak. And we'll see what it does, because those batteries have been slowing down for me. So I'm excited about this. And then it comes with a 25 amp charger. Here are all of your cables that come in the kit. This is the LCD screen. The one thing I noticed, I don't know if you can tell, it is a little bit crooked. That is something I haven't seen in the 3 other videos I've seen now on YouTube for this, but I'm a little bit crooked there. This plugs into the charger. We're going to plug all this stuff up before we go starting to put it in the cart. This plugs into the charger. This blinks red while it's charging, then goes green once she's all done. This you can mount in the cart, because that's where the port goes. And then this is really the only thing that's external. There's nothing really attached to this. The charger, I don't like to run the chargers in the cart for this reason.
That's a smooth ride. Speed racers. This is so. I think this is the fastest we've ever gone through here. Yeah. This is a very relaxing trip.
Yeah, I'm not easy on them. So bouncing through that field, bouncing on our roads here, anything that I don't have to have in the cart, I prefer to not have. But in this application, this is it. Charger has to go in the cart. There's no option for me. My current situation, 2 batteries. The 2 batteries go into this, what do they call this? Bus bar or something like that. And then I just pull this out and hook it up to this external charger that then plugs into the wall. So I guess what we'll do, I'm going to start by pulling this stuff out. So we'll get that tow run going. That'll get a lot of the wires out of the way, because each battery has its own set of red and black wires. Then there's red and black wires that go to, obviously, this external charging connector. We'll get this little guy out of here. Talk a little bit more about what this cart has. In here, I might pull the tray out just to show you guys, but I do already have a 48 volt reducer that's way up under there. So I'm not going to be able to really see it, but I'll put a little picture of the one that's in there for you now. These have left me stranded once. I didn't realize how low I was, and Edwin and I were out, and we kind of were on a main road, and it just shut off. And I never realized how low I was. I hadn't charged it that day, so it was the one time these left me stranded. So I'm excited to get a little more amp hours out in here. That'll be cool. So in case you were wondering why I left this screen inside of here, I really didn't think I'd be able to get it off of here. And I'm going to run into the same problem with this new setup. I guess I could have tried to melt this and pop this out. I have seen people do that. But I just get nervous that I'm going to break it. So I did this, which again, as I was mentioning, I ran out of gas that one time. And if it had been sitting here, I would have noticed the thing flashing at me. But that's probably the one negative about this dashboard. I have no idea where I'm going to put that new screen. It's probably going to end up right in here. All right, so here's my, what was this? T27s, 4 of those, got those out with the little caps, so the body's loose. I took the little cover off already. Well, so here's the deal. These bodies are not cheap, right? So I'm not gonna drill an extra hole. I could, I suppose, drill one in this, because this is obviously a lot cheaper, but I think the way to go would be to just make a quick plate for this. I would plate it in, and then that would be right here. That is what I will probably end up doing, but I need this battery in yesterday. I've got to cut this little knob off right here, because I need to get 11.5 inches from here to here. The base of it is 20. So from this spot right here to here is 18. So this lip needs to get cut out so I can fit it. So I have one of those little multi-tools. I'm going to use that and make some room. All right, so just quick measurements for you guys at home if you want to know what the dimensions are. Again, here's, I think, the 20 that I was going for. So the footprint is going to be 20, including the mounting feet. That's all one piece. The big battery ones were bolt-on, so but you need them. So 20 inches this way. We are 11 and a half this way. And it is 9 flat, 9 inches tall. Oh, and let's see, so 11 that way, but it's 13. Top is 13 by, looks like to be 20. Yeah, 13 by 20. So there's your dimensions for it. Again, it was really straightforward. Before I drop this in, I want to lay it down we'll lay it down on the floor here, and I'll just show you all the plugins. I mean, it is a little bit involved. It's certainly not just, really not involved. Involved isn't the right word. Everything is plug and play. I mean, everything has its own home, and it's pretty obvious where everything goes. So it is an easy install, but there are more little things than you might see on some. Particularly really that charger. So let's lay it out on the floor and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so positive, negative, pretty obvious. But that is in line with charger. There is no ability to remove it from the charger. This here plugs in. That goes into communication. Or no, yeah, communication with charger. I'm not exactly sure what this does. Here is your little screen. That plugs into here. So there's only one place that this is going to go. So those are easy. It's just a lot of stuff plugged up to the charger. LCD screen for all of your, we'll go through that in a minute once we have it in. But that is pretty easy too. That just goes into the LCD port. Not a big deal. Then on the other side, business side of things, here is your charging port. Obviously, that gives you all kinds of room. I mean, I could run that out the back of the cart if I wanted. So there's plenty of length there. You could put it just about anywhere. So I don't know that I even will put it in that kick panel. I mean, heck, I could go drill a hole in the back if I wanted. Because obviously, this is much easier to replace. That little cover that's back there, I could even put it on that. So I don't know, you could put the thing wherever you want. I'm just not prepared to drill a hole in the body tonight. That's really all. Outside of that, the one thing I noticed on the instructions, so if this is the stud on the battery pack, right? They want your cart first, charger second, and then voltage converter third. So I'll put that on last, which is the smallest wire for me. So that's the one thing. Like I say, everything else is pretty self-explanatory as far as it, you know, just plug it into the different plugs. All right, let's see about wrestling this monster in here. It's 109 pounds. That's what I read. And it feels that way because, you know, I'm a weakling. The handles, though, are really nice. It's much heavier on this backside than it is. Oh boy. Okay. Excuse me. If this cart runs after this, I'll be shocked. I don't even know if I have everything. So, what's going on? What did I not cut out? Got a little bit of a nub in there. And I got to take some of that guy out there. All right, those lights work. That works. All right, signals are working. Now the real test key is on. Ooh, solenoid. All right. I don't think I broke it. Everything's working. So that's good. I had to pull it out another time to cut another notch. Let me get you in here real quick to show you that. So this is everything I cut out of the battery bucket. Okay, here's our current setup. I mounted the charger here, a couple of tappers. I got the little chargy doohickey thing right there. I'll show you how that works in a minute. I do have the charging port, obviously it's here. I'll probably just leave it connected and leave the cords in here. I know it is messy, but I mean, there's a lot of cords with this one. So I will zip tie a bunch of this. We'll clean it up again some more later on. I'm going to figure out if I want to mount this LCD screen somewhere. Now, if we move this battery to the rat rod that's outside, I'll probably build a dash that incorporates that screen. But for that big screen, something to consider, I just don't even know where I would mount it. The one thing that you could do is in this bucket here, I could screw it in there and you'd be able to look through the little peephole and look at it. I think what I might do with it, honestly, is just kind of screw it right here, have it there. And you're able to use the Bluetooth app, which I will download tomorrow. We'll look at it tomorrow because it's pretty late here and I'm going to just kind of call it a night. But the battery's in, the cart works. Oh, this was the last place I had to cut, right there. It was sitting on the top and I didn't want it to be sitting on the top riding around. That would not be good. So now we were flush on the floor. I'll get some tappers into the plastic floor here. By the way, the hardware that does come with it, this is all the hardware that comes with it. So this is all your mounting hardware, all this stuff here, which is pretty nice hardware. These guys will go into the battery too. So if you had like a thicker cable or two thicker cables, that would go in there. So anyway, it's in, it works. I'm going to mess with some settings tomorrow. We'll button up all of this again. If I had more time, I would put this. I'd be putting it here. That's what I would do with that. Or that back panel like I talked about. But anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. All right, so later on the next day, I buttoned everything back up. Charger is in there. I decided to go with right here for this screen. So I'll talk about this screen in a little bit. There she is. Zip tied most of that together. And we're putting a final charge on it for tonight. Because I am hooked up and ready to rock with my trailer. In case you guys haven't noticed that on the channel. That's the final product. We got some whip lights on it. Did not get to the underglow yet, but we will. Oh, watch this. This has me excited. So turn the lights on here. There's my trailer lights. So that'll be part of what this battery is running too. The trailer lights on here. These are on its own, so I'm not doing that. But it does have trailer lights. We'll be towing people. Battery looks pretty slick in there. Charger's fine. Running. All right. Time for Halloween.
I can't believe my ears! Would someone shut this?
Yeah, I think so too.
So it is 2 hours in. Oh, come on, pick it up. It says 88%. Oh. There we go, 88. That's where we're at so far.
Mia!
Hello! That's sick.
All right, currently 10 p.m. We're back at the garage, or in the garage. I can shut this off. Now, this is not to the battery, but that's done. So again, trailer lights are hooked to the cart. So the cart was running underglow, the stereo, and obviously pulling people. We didn't have it fully turned up, but I did do some rounds where, oh, bring this person back to the house, bring that person back to the house. Okay, that's fine. I don't know exactly how many miles, but let's say we put 4 hours on it towing this trailer. And I think I'm at 70 something. Let's see here. 75%. So let's cycle through. I mean, everything is fine, right? And 75% is plenty for the 4-hour evening we just had. So a friend of mine lives in an adjacent neighborhood, was thinking about running out to his place with that battery, feeling confident. But it is a Thursday. Obviously, Halloween is a Thursday in 2024, so time to go to bed. Saturday morning, Halloween was 2 nights ago. I ran it one time last night for about, I don't know, 25 minutes with the trailer, with some people on it. Everything's looking good. Let's see, 3290 to 3297, so all the cells are looking good. Again, that is running it the other night for 4 hours, 3 hours towing the trailer with the lights and all that stuff. And then there was another hour where it just kind of sat with lights on and stuff like that. It wasn't necessarily moving. So what we're going to do, I have some yard work to do. I have a different trailer and other things I do with this cart when I'm trying to clean up leaves in the fall and so forth. I think we're going to run it here Saturday afternoon. And see how much juice we use this afternoon. Has not touched the charger since Thursday at about 5. It's right now Saturday at about noon. All right, leaves are accounted for now, so we have to do it again. I took about 5 trips, well, 5 trips exactly, which is about 5 miles. There we go. Down to 54%. The cells are all still fairly even. Yeah, it dropped a little bit. I'm still not going to charge it. I might run it around a little bit tonight. Good afternoon. That last clip I had was November 2nd, where I was doing leaves. It's been a week. I was away for work. I left this in the garage, sitting over there, of course. I did not plug it in, and I left the battery on. When I got home last night, I looked, or Saturday actually, Friday. When did I get home? Friday night. I looked. This was at 54% still. It didn't look like it had moved at all from when I left it on Sunday. So again, today is November 10th. Obviously, the last time I have charged this was Halloween on the 31st. So I ran it up and down in the neighborhood just a few minutes. This is my air compressor. I just was down at Mike's house. We were winterizing his sprinklers, and I got to do mine next. But this is what I use to do my sprinklers. Winterize those, get all the air out of the lines, or get all the water out of the lines. And I got back, and I'm like, why is this thing so slow? Did the Navitas app change? But it was slowing down. We should probably download the app So we're at 3144, 3150. And it's giving me recharge battery. But it did not completely die out on me. It at least gave me a signal like, hey, because I'm like, why are we so slow? I thought maybe it was a trailer, but so I'm gonna go ahead. I'll plug her in, and we'll see how long it takes to charge back up. I got a little outlet right there. I'm just gonna plug it right in, and but that's pretty much it. I saw 54% this morning, and it dropped right off like a rock. So it's 1:30. We'll see when see how long it takes. It is 7:30, and we are still rolling. Can you guys see? There you go. See how there's a side light? Matches that light. 7:30. We're at 85. My camera has not been picking the screen up as good as I'd like it to, so I apologize for that. But here we are, 85, 54 volts sitting in there. That is after 6 hours. I mean, I did obviously unhook it to bring it back inside and so forth, disconnect my other trailer, put things away. But then I pretty much plugged it right back in. So here's where we're at. While we wait, let's download the app. QR code brings you right to the App Store and the app that we need for the battery. Went ahead and hit get, open, brought it into the phone. I did skip over some of the logging in. You will have to put in an email address and a password here. Automatically picks up the battery, went ahead and connected to it. I'm going to bind this device, and we see that it picks up that 86% charge with 48 minutes left. So the app is good to see how much time you might have left on a charge. This would have been useful a few hours ago. I would have known a little better. So here, as we look through some of the interface, these items are visible when you're looking at the battery, shopping for the battery. You can see it on the site, how many little things that the app does show you. This is the graph that's in military time. If we had just driven the cart, you might see some history here. I'll show you that shortly. So now just going through some of the other areas, these are some extra little things that you could continue to monitor. Now I'm back at that main screen. State of charge is going to be what I look at probably the most. We do have some temperatures of each individual cell down here. You'll see total voltage, current, power, high voltage, and then here's where the individual cells are jumping around just the same as they do during when you're looking at it on the screen. So here we're finally back to full charge. 100% on the screen. It would show 100% in your app as well. So I jump over here to my Navitas app. I go through some of the settings. We saw that I do have it saved at a 400 discharge. I probably can turn that up a little bit if I wanted. Right here is when I notice, oh yeah, I got to pull the on-the-fly programmer forward a little bit. I had those settings set while I was towing the trailer. So turn that stuff back up to full because I want to get full speed out of it. And we're going to go run and do a little test here. There's nothing I had to save here, but I hit save anyway. Back to the battery. We're going to hop in the cart. We're going to take a quick rip here and see what the discharge rate is when you're at full bore on Navitas, foot to the floor. I'm going to go up the road a little bit here to get a running start. My roadway is slightly downhill. Not a lot, but just a little bit, and it's enough that you can pick up a few miles an hour. So I go up a block, and I'm going to spin around, and we're just going to do a full throttle test down the road. Now I'm just foot in it, and we'll see how fast we can get going. Hoping to hit 35. I just almost touch it on this run. I hit 35 the other day, but in this one I only grabbed 34. Then we'll go ahead and spin around and head back toward the house. So we see there in the corner as well that we've got a live how many minutes to empty, and we saw there for a second 24 minutes to empty at this full throttle rate. So it would die down pretty quickly. That's what I'm figuring with this kit. But here we are back at the house. This is what that ramp rate looks like. So you'll see 1401. So at 2 o'clock, I was about doing this. And that's where we have some of our history. Girls are home. They blocked me in again. Hey, let's start with thank you, Mosasaur, for sending us this battery for us to try out. I hope you found this video helpful if you're thinking about one of these guys. Again, 48 volt, 105 amp hour. I think in a stock configuration, we won't see the drain that we just saw today when you're trying to get to 35 mile an hour. When we were doing all of our towing on Halloween night, like there really wasn't that much drain, right? We only used 25% in 4 hours. And that is towing a trailer with people, with extra lights, with a speaker going and all of that. So if I come home from that, plugged it back in, we would have been ready for the next day. Off you go. But I tried to show you everything that's involved with this battery, all the cables, how to mount it, the fact that the charger's got to be in there, and so forth. So again, we definitely thank them for sponsoring this video. If you do have any questions or concerns or thoughts about this, please drop a comment. Let me know what you think. And we will catch you guys on that next one. Thanks for watching.